LR gear is by far the most annoying thing in this game. The gear function in general is just annoying. But I've been able to start farming it, and I've got an okay amount at the moment. Now I'm at the point where I'm not even equipping some of them, which is honestly like a good sign in a way that I don't need everything now. But I'm going to explain to you guys everything about gear, what gear you should run to start farming these stages, team building, and all that stuff. So if you guys need this video, just watch, and I'm going to probably put timestamps to separate this video. Now, of course, there's 3 different gear stages. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. There's 3 different gear stages, and these gear stages give 3 equipment pieces each. So the power stage gives speed, attack, and defense. The blue one gives crit. I think this is crit rate, if I'm not mistaken. So it gives crit rate, HP, and accuracy. And then the green one gives you DP, defense pierce, crit damage, and crit defense. These are the 9 sets that are in the game at the moment. Well, there's 10 sets lifesteal, but these are the 9 that you could farm. And as we see here, these are the 2 that give you the upgraded versions of them. So basically, on these parts, it starts here. So basically, you are able to get upgraded versions starting the 10th level. And the upgraded versions is basically the sets, but better. Starting from 1 to 9, you get just the regular sets, as we see here. But then as you go from 10 to 15, you get upgraded sets, which is what you want to start farming. The big jumps, I'd say, is definitely the 148, the level 10, and level 13. These are the 2 big jumps. Because it's the UR and then it's the LR stages that are definitely the 2 like plateaus in this game, I'd say. Now, of course, you want to probably start, we'll start right into this. You want to start probably with the power gear stage, because it gives the best sets. You get the 3 sets that pretty much every unit could run. You've got attack, defense, and speed. Speed is good for every support, attack is good for every DPS, and defense is good for every support and, well, support and tank, right? Those are the 3 main sets in the game, and those are the 3 sets many people run. If we go to, well, we'll just go here. If we go to, like, just my main team, which is William. So like these 4 are my main, right? Here he uses defense mainly. He uses attack and crit, but that I got because I was lucky. He uses attack and defense with speed, the 3 sets, right? And then he uses speed and defense, right? Of course, this isn't upgraded. I should probably upgrade this at some point. He'd probably get an extra 1000 CC. But basically, that is definitely the first stage you want to farm. Also because the units that you run on it are probably the best, right? Because blue has usually, well, blue has the best units in the game. Now, of course, we're just going to talk about the gear, what you should be running on them first. As for the gear, I think that obviously you won't, at this point, like if you're only here, you won't have the best gear. But what you should be looking for is the most stats, the most attack, defense. You don't need to care about HP, I'd say, because, sorry, not HP, you shouldn't care about speed, because speed won't matter. So like speed sets, unless they're just giving you stats like I am at this point in the game, you shouldn't be caring about those stuff. Even for William, you should just be giving straight stats. Same for Yami, you should be giving attack. And the main like points you want is the most attack. So like you should try running 3 sets, but also if you have like a damage dealt set, of course that's better. But you need to just try to get the maximum amount of stats as you can out of these relics. And of course, like things like speed do not matter at all, I feel, but if they give you stats, run it, right? I think it is very situational. The gear for every single person, every single account is different. So I think that asking around is definitely the best thing to do for gear, because giving you a straight guide is very hard because of how limited gear is. So, of course, for some people, depending on their units, certain things will be better. For other people, certain things will be better. Of course, I was not able to farm, but I'd say the main part about clearing the actual gear dungeons and getting past certain points is the teams. The teams could definitely vary for many people. I've seen Calvert and Anto do it with different teams than me. So let's say for the LR gear, this is my team. I think this is the main team that everyone should run. You've got Lotus doing, well, he slows and he does AoE damage. William's going to support your Yami to do big damage and also tank. Mars is going to tank every single hit. Mars and William are your 2 tankers. But Mars is also going to be able to taunt and stun. And you're going to have Yami, the seasonal Yami, doing the big damage. If you have these 4 units, I'm just going to explain it to you in depth. And then I'm going to give you different things you could try out. Now, you kind of have to run this in certain orders, and of course Mars cannot go with Lotus. They cannot go together. First off, because Mars wants to use his own combo without Lotus, because his combo without Lotus, the non-unique combo, has a stun, which is what you're banking on a lot of the times. So this is kind of how you want it to be for this team in specific. I'd say it's pretty self-explanatory. The only thing that isn't how it would normally be an auto is Mars. Then the rest you could just put it as it is. I think this is definitely the best team in my opinion. But if you don't have Mars, honestly, Soul, I've seen Soul be used. And Soul could easily work for this. I could see why, because she has attack lower. She's a tank, so she'll have better HP. She'll be hit a lot. So I think that Soul could definitely work, and she'll make it so that if other people get hit, they will take less damage. Now, I've also seen that some people actually do use Charmy. So if people want to use Charmy, then you could go right ahead. I would say the best slot to swap out might be William, because she is a healer. So if you're down bad, you know, you could definitely use Charmy. Now, oh, why? Who did I swap out? William. Oh my god, that was bad. Okay, then next up, I'm hoping most people have Blue Yami. But if you don't have Lotus, because Blue Yami, everyone summoned for or got in season. So I feel like it should be just a prerequisite that every account has Blue Yami if they started game, like when the game came out. Now, as for Lotus, if you don't have Lotus, I think that many people did summon for Fauna. So if you had Fauna, that would be good. But if you don't have Fauna, another person that does work is Ghost. His DPS is actually insane. So I think that playing around with these teams and seeing what could be the best for you is definitely a way to go. I think that Ghost could definitely work, and something like this may work. I've seen this team work, and I've also seen this team work. I have no confirmation for other teams, but I'm just giving you options. Let's say you don't have Blue Yami, you could just put Ghost instead of Blue Yami. But I feel like many people do have Lotus, and I'm gonna hope you guys do. But if you don't, when you get Lotus, it will definitely be good. I'd say that for Blue, there's so many options that these are like, this is the first thing you should do. And then you should obviously customize the combos, make sure everything, or just like the skills, everything's good. And then your team should be set. I think that good options that are not on these, I'll rephrase. Soul, Fauna, Charmy, and Ghost. Those are 4 good options. So in total, Blue has 8 options. So I definitely think that the red stage should be the one that you farm for LR first. Of course, it's the same thing for level 10 and 13. Even if it's obviously you are an LR gear, it's going to be the same concept of having good units. Now, it would be best if you have these. If you don't, good luck. I think that, of course, if you do have better like green or blue units, maybe you'll want to start with them, right? Now, if we go on to the blue stage, right? The blue stage, I'd say definitely, where is it? Alright, so this is probably the best team. I've seen this team use the most. I think that from what I've seen, I cannot confirm it because I've not done it yet, because I've been still farming attack, defense, defense speed, right? But I think that you need Mimosa in this very badly. Honestly, I think that Mimosa is definitely going to be needed for this. Now, if you don't have good DPSs, honestly, I have pretty much everyone in the game, and I'd say there's not many people you could use for green. Like, I'm looking at it, I have, yikes, honestly, like, there's not many. Like, Rill, you could use, of course, Rill is definitely another option. He'll be good if you don't have both DPSs I have here. And, of course, Raya is coming out soon, and he is green. He's probably going to be the best for this stage, honestly. So I'm saying for green, hold out for Raya, because Raya is going to have a double AoE in his ultimate and his skill 1. So you're just going to, like, put that for, like, skill 1, ultimate, then skill 1, and then you're eating, right? Now, for this, you'd probably want to put shield, then skill 2, and then Lich just does his ultimate. And then, for Fuego, you're going to do skill 2, then ultimate to do big damage. Except for that, you could use Voltos. I think Vanessa also works well as like a tank support. I can't really say for the others, but I don't really think anyone else would be good here. But I think that maybe getting Raya would be amazing for this. But I think that you do need Mimosa and potentially Rades. But I think that Mimosa might be like insanely good here. But you could also try without Mimosa. I just think that Mimosa will give you that 100% win rate. And another thing to remember is that you won't get that 100% win rate at the beginning. You might get like from 70 to 80%, but then it's slowly going to increase as you go on. So remember, like, of course you get more stats, and then you're of course going to tank better, right? That's just how it is. Now, as for the green stage, I would say, where is it? This is probably like one of the best teams if you have Red Yami. If you don't have Red Yami, I think that Red Asta could work, but then you wouldn't be able to use the tank Asta, which I think it's honestly the only tank we have right now. Leopold could also work really well as your DPS if you only have one, because Leopold will have a skill 2 A, well, semi AoE, but it's gonna hit everyone on the field, right? And then of course he's gonna lifesteal, so he should stay alive on his own. So I think this team could work because then Charlotte's gonna AoE, do pretty good damage. Finral could support, but if you don't want Finral, you could low-key run this team too. It could work very well, I'd say. Just try playing around with it with what red units you have built up. And of course, your Asta should just have pure defense. And then your DPS, you might want to put defense on them. But honestly, I believe more so in just straight attack. From what it's worked, I feel like that works better. Then for Charlotte, for debuffers on these teams, attack and defense works the best. Because usually I feel like debuffers do get hit more than DPSs. So I'd say that stuff like that would definitely be the best, right? I would definitely say so. Now, in order of which ones you should do, I'd say that you should do, if you're able to choose, you should do red, then blue, then green. Because in in blue, you're still going to be getting, where is it? You're going to be getting crit and HP. 2 good set crit rate and HP. Accuracy, not the best, but then in here, you only get 1 good piece being crit damage. The other 2 are pretty worthless. So I would definitely say that only running, well, doing these 2 first and then this is the best. Now, another thing to note is that I'm pretty sure for the UR stages too, yeah, it does seem that way. So you get all 3 versions of the upgraded upgraded equipments, but you do not get the 3 versions of the downgraded or like base equipment things, right? Of course, the gold borders, they're all there, but the non-gold borders are not, because it depends on which are shown here. So for these, defense and attack are the ones that you get, which are the regular, and then for 11 it's speed, defense, and then so on and so forth, right? So I would say the best ones to farm is definitely attack, speed, because you only need defense on 1 person, so you're going to use the upgraded set on 1 person usually, or 2. So like try to get 2 good sets for defense and then go straight to attack speed. I'd say is the best, because a lot of people use speed and everyone uses attack, right? So debuffers use attack, attackers use attack, even some tanks might use attack. So I'd say it's definitely like the best, honestly, like for sure, right? So kind of consider things like that. And with that, we're just gonna hop in to the, actually not that, we're gonna go into stage 15, and you know, we're just gonna do 1 run, show you guys how it's done, and we're gonna win. I have a 100% win rate now, and this is how it looks for me. If you guys have these units, do this, right? And let's just go right into it. So I'm just gonna play this once, gonna turn some audio on if I can. I can't, so just enjoy this. Gonna put the audio up a bit for my music in the editing, and then that's it, right? I'm just gonna do this once, and then see you guys. And a bonus tip for you guys, basically you're gonna want to, especially at first when you don't have the 100% win rate, to go in here and click this. Basically, if your units are not all level 100, it's going to go until your units are all level 100, which means you could infinitely go, and it's going to use up all your stamina, because even if you put 50 runs, let's say, and you lose 10 runs, it's not going to take up that extra stamina. So basically, you're going to get enough equipment for 40 runs, but you're going to have leftover stamina. With this, if you go here, you're going to be able to use up every single stamina that you have, and you should not be able to get level 100. And then of course put this on, because you're going to lose at one point. And then you start, and then instead of showing like let's say 1 out of 37, it's just going to, if it wants to load in, it's just going to show, what does it say? Let's see what it says. It says during auto lap, so it doesn't really say anything special. So just remember to do that, and you guys are going to be good. You're going to get more gear, and you're going to be using up all your stamina. Let me leave, please. All right, goodbye, have a good day.